What's that dog doing now?
Yeah, what's that dog doing? What's that dog?
Yeah,
what's that dog,
what,
man?
What are you doing now? Let's talk about that.
So now, right after I came home, I worked around the clock. I met Nona, my wife. We met on Tinder. So I was going to the gym every day. My cousin ran the YMCA, and I would go in after work, and she's like, "Hey, have you met anybody yet?" You know, females are, and my cousin anyway. She was like, "Have you met anybody yet?" I'm like, "I don't have time to meet anybody. Like, I work every day. I come to the gym. I go to bed." So she was like, "Well, have you thought about online dating?" And I was like, "That's a real thing." Like,
Yeah,
you're just now getting used to the smartphone, right?
You ain't even get the internet joint.
Hiron and I met on Hinge.
So she was like, "Yeah, let me see your phone." So she hooks up the Tinder profile and all of this and stuff like that. So I meet Nona on Tinder. We get married on day 3.
What?
Yeah.
Day 3?
Oh, that's a whole podcast right there. Let's go back.
So I don't want to digress. Yeah, and it's been going on in June will be 7 years.
Wow,
and
that's
we're still
awesome.
going strong. So
You say day 3, dog?
yeah.
So what was the first date?
I know, right?
What happened on the first? What was the second date like?
I know, right?
Whirlwind, dude. Whirlwind.
So
Well, he said he was
Yo, how did
intentional.
you-
I guess you were messing
When
around.
I thought no one could beat my parents because my parents met and got married 3 weeks after they met. But you just
Just
Yo,
Same
like
case.
when you popped the question, what did she think?
it wasn't, it wasn't like pop the question. I mean, I did read the Nicholas Sparks books, but I still don't have that mentality of, making it all romantic or getting on the knee and all of that. It was more of a discussion,
You're
but-
like, we can make a life out of this. Let's do this type of deal, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah. So I was, so I got married. Shortly after we got married, I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube University and learned how to buy and sell real estate without money, without banks, without credit, credentials, and all of that. So I started a real estate investing company. So now we still do real estate investing, and we have a Frenchie bulldog business,
Yeah, I see that.
breeding business.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see
they're
that.
high quality DNA French bulldogs. They're not just your average little Frenchies. But we have that, and then of course I have Danforth Fitness, which is mindset, nutrition, and fitness. And it's more personal growth and development than it is fitness and nutrition. I just use fitness and nutrition as the it's because you can't grow as a person and be out of shape or unhappy with your body. Like, you can't look in the mirror and be like, I hate the way I look, but I'm a great person. Like, it's going to be unbalanced. So the fitness and nutrition just instills into individuals delayed gratification, because so many of us are so worried about that quick result, easy button. We want instant potatoes, instant coffee, higher speed internet, DoorDash my pizza. When I was growing up, we wanted the pizza to be 30 minutes late so we could get it free.
That's right.
Now
That's
you'll pay
right.
more just to have it faster. We want everything now, and you can't do that with fitness and nutrition. It takes time to get the results, so it's delayed gratification. So what does delayed gratification have to do with? Discipline.
Did you instill that discipline in your spouse, or did your spouse have that discipline too?
No, I influence her.
Oh, how should you feel about her listening to that on the podcast? Hearing that?
Yeah.
No, I mean, look, man. Look, anybody that knows Justin's wife, she's always struggled with her weight, and that's no secret because I've known her, and one of the interests and look, let me tell you something. I even asked, I think it was you two when we went out the other night, how do I broach this question without, being offensive, right?
Oh God, here comes Pat. Get ready.
No, because I was interested because I've known that she has struggled with her weight, especially during COVID. So you're a fitness guy. She has struggled with her weight. What was that transition and just teaching her the discipline part of it? Because I actually reached out to her after I saw her, her journey. And I reached out to her and I said, teach me, a wise one, right? Because I've always struggled. Because I'm not saying I've struggled with my weight, but I was stuck at, my highest I was 270, but I was always stuck in that 215 range. And I said to myself, it looks like I'll never lose weight or whatever. And I actually reached out to Nona, and we talked on it, back and forth. We talked and stuff, and she was telling me a bunch of stuff. And I recently just dropped a ton of weight, but it was a mindset thing.
Yeah.
So how was it? How was it that just changing her mindset, because it was a mindset thing?
So I think for me, my biggest thing, what I've learned from experiences, is lead by example. Nobody's going to do anything you tell them to do. Majority of people. But if you set the example, and you'll more easily influence them to do what you want them to do without even ever saying anything. And it's not like some trick or hidden secret, or I don't know, psychology, whatever, like backwards, reverse psychology thing. It's just simple as and plain. Lead by example and hope people follow. So for me, it was always, I'm going to continue to do what I do to be the best person I can be, the man I always needed in my life. Because like I said, my dad was cool, but he couldn't teach me finances. He couldn't teach me how to buy and sell
Where is he
real estate.
now? Is he still with us?
He's in Virginia. Yeah.
You said he was cool, so I was like, what did he pass?
Yeah, no. I'm just cooler than he is now. So that's a past tense. But no, so it's like even with my daughter, it's like I lead by example, and people are going to make their own decisions. So for her, I'm hoping to say that I just rubbed off on her. Like, for example, like the other week I was installing laminate flooring, and I make it look so easy. 2 other guys wanted to do it. Who wants to do that? Nobody. I just made it look so easy. They wanted to do it. So once they started, I think they laid like 2 planks and was done. So my point is, like, just leading by example, you'll influence people, and I think that's how it happened with Nona. She made her own decisions.
So
when you first met her, was she into fitness and stuff at all already a little bit, and then it just got more intense, or how, like, was it? Because I feel like if you date someone, like if you're someone who goes to the gym, you date someone who doesn't go to the gym, sometimes that like can cause like a friction and tension. I don't know how to say that nicely either. Like if one person's really fit, the other's not. Like it's like like she could be jealous. Like, oh, my boyfriend looks really.
Why are
good.
you going to the gym? Why you going to the gym?
Yeah, there's these girls at the gym and in their crop tops running around. Like, I don't know.
Why you gotta wear your shirt so tight?
Yeah. Was there any tension about that, or was she already kind of like on a fitness journey herself?
No. She Nona tell you she hates working out. She hates the gym. She hates working out. She claims that she doesn't get the endorphins from it. But she did do some exercising, here and there when we met. But that was never a discussion like we, you work out, I work out too. Like, we're great together. It was just that was
never, gym bro. We're gym bros.
That was never like a thing. It's just like I said, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And you can hop in the car with me, or
you can follow me.
Yeah, or stand over there. But either way, ain't no love lost. So
talking, stalking your Facebook and all your social media, I got a list of questions. So let me go down my questions. So part of what you divulged on social media is that you sold and you used crystal meth.
Yes.
Did you consider yourself an addict?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So I was interested in by one thing that you did. So you said you were a guest speaker at the anti summit 2023. What was that about? It said 2023 anti summit. You were a guest speaker on that on it. I guess it was last year.
Last year, I'm trying to think.
You had a speaking engagement last year.
Yes, and I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, you had. So in 2022, you also had. You had the Clever Investor Summit in 2022. So that was real estate investing, right?
Real estate investing.
So
yeah.
your guest speaking spots, you talk about a lot of what you do now as far as the investment part of it, like the house investing and stuff like that.
Not usually, no. I don't talk a lot about the housing investment like my business is. That's for me. Again, your level of success. So everybody wants to know how do I become successful? You know, how do I do this and how do I do that? And it all goes back to personal growth and development. Your level of success will never exceed your level of personal growth and development, because success is attracted to the person you become. So the more you grow as a person, the more success you'll have, and that's around the board. Whether it's in your relationship, whether it's in your finances, whether it's in anything. So that's what, anytime I get a mic in front of me or a stage or a platform or social media, it's all about personal growth and development. And throughout utilizing different stories throughout my life to get a point across that I was a dumb, idiot, arrogant, drug using, alcohol drinking, 8th grade educated jackass at one point in my life.
If you can do it, what's your excuse?
Thank you. Simple and plain.
I mean straight up.
Yeah.
Hey, Tanya, I'm gonna go in on you, girl.
Oh,
So-
Jesus.
And I know she wanted to know how I caught the murder charge.
I do want to know. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Let's go there.
Curious minds.
Yeah, let's go
Because
there.
and I like to address it. That's why I brought it back up, because a lot of people are always curious, but they never ask.
Yeah, I want to be like, did you actually do it? What happened? You know, I mean, you already alluded to the fact that you didn't do it, but like, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's a fair question. I told you, I'm completely transparent. So it was my little cousin's birthday party, and some uninvited guests showed up. One of those uninvited guests started a fist fight with my oldest cousin, who my oldest cousin was getting the best of. Well, while they were on the ground, the guy pulled out a butterfly knife and started stabbing my cousin to death.
He died.
My cousin?
Older cousin died.
He did. They resuscitated him in the Nightingale, so he is alive.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I pulled out a gun and shot him.
Fair enough.
Continuation of a.
So it's a type of self-defense, basically.
Yes,
For your cousin.
but in the state of North Carolina, my lawyer couldn't argue self-defense because they don't have a self-defense.
Did
That-
you have
They don't have
witnesses?
to stand your ground?
Yeah.
They don't?
They don't have that. Well, because it was more of a
Was the gun legal to you?
no.
Okay.
That's part of
It's the face,
it.
though.
I mean, that could have helped.
Really,
If,
dude?
no, I mean, if it was yours, then you could have probably had a better chance, right? Right? No,
I had no idea.
I think so. I mean,
Yeah. I
Okay,
think
wait,
that-
so
Okay, sorry.
The property that it happened on, was that your property?
No.
Okay, so that's another thing, right?
Yeah, it's
so
different,
like,
yeah.
It's like defense of another person, but you could have maybe. So was there no manslaughter or anything? They just didn't want to bother arguing it. They just wanted to plea you out, right? I
Yeah.
guess That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it was.
he had a
And that
process.
was the thing that, like, the thing was they didn't have that what they call in the heat of passion crime. Like if a guy walks in on his wife with another man, he blanks out. He's like, he's not
which I know
held
somebody
accountable
that.
to what happens after that because he's not in his right mind. And so it would have been manslaughter. And originally we wanted to fight. You know, my lawyer was going to try to fight to get it all beat because they didn't have any of the evidence. And then it went to I'll try to get it dumbed down to manslaughter. And then that just was like after that third plea, he said, "Look, this is it."
Would you do it again? To
defend
your cousin?
defend your cousin.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But it'd be a different way, though, right? Probably shot him in the leg. There's a-
Well,
Yeah.
so the thing is, right, I only say yes so quickly only because I'm able to sit here today and tell this
Right.
story.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for sure.
Only because I am a man who, like I said, I can look in the mirror and be happy with, can be inspired by, can look up to. Prior to going to prison, like my daughter was 10 months old, but I can't imagine that individual growing up the way I was growing up, how I would have raised my daughter, or even the influence, or, you know, just I'm a better son to my mother today. I'm a better father to my child, a better grandfather to my granddaughter. I'm a better neighbor to the people in my neighborhood. You see what I'm saying? So I only say yes in that sense that it's because of what I did is who I am today.
Yeah, I mean, you made best of a bad situation.
Yeah.
Man,
A lot of people won't do that.
Dude, let me tell you
Wow.
something, man. Look, there's a lot of people stuck, man.
I know it.
There's a lot of people stuck they're just stuck mentally. And how, I don't know, and because you got that dog you knew, I don't know if you can verbalize like what it takes to get out of that, because I think you had that in you, like it was in you already. Like, I can't explain why I don't argue with stupid people. You know what I mean? I don't argue with stupid people.
Yeah.
So, but some people get into arguments just because they can't avoid it. Like I talk to Stephanie all the time. You know, she's part of the podcast. Like, matter of fact, we had a conversation the other day when we were driving, right? And I was like, why do you argue with stupid people? And then you were like, just because, you know, we were talking. You remember the guy that you said, well, we were driving and you were like, if somebody cut you off, we weren't talking.
Oh yeah, no, I got very hot. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I'm not reactionary like that. You're reactionary like
I'm
that.
very reactionary.
Yeah. So, because I'm not a.
Oh, because the guy was speeding in front of us, and I was like,
Yeah.
what the?
Yeah, and I was like,
So,
why are you even worried about that guy? Let that
Because
guy go.
he was speeding through my neighborhood.
Here we go.
So that's part of that whole mindset where I think sometimes it's like, you know, some guy was driving the other day, 7:00 in the morning. You know, I'm going the speed limit because I'm just going to work. Dude comes next to me and he just goes. I'm like, dude, that's a lot of energy for 7:00 in the morning, man. Like, what did you wake up? Like,
Maybe he woke up at 3.
Like, did you wake up? Like, did you wake up with this much aggression? You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. It's hard to explain, and it's hard to encompass like the mentality of just having that mindset of ignoring the noise that comes along. A lot of people can't. You know, a lot of people can't ignore
I'm
the
just
noise.
full of vigilante justice, man.
Why is that?
You know, I just want to fight because I'm a Leo. It's the lion, and it's Eastern European.
So it's funny that you say
She
that.
always blames it on
Fu-
Eastern European.
Funny that you say that. I'm gonna
We're
ask
crazy. We're crazy. Look at Google about it.
Justin. I'm gonna ask you. Do you believe in astrology?
No, I believe in
I
God.
I didn't think you would, because some people, blame their
I'm
actions.
not blaming.
I'm not saying.
I'm not
saying-
blaming. I'm perfectly fine with how it is.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you in particular, but a lot of people say to themselves, "I am who I am because that's I'm a Leo, I'm a Scorpio, or no, you are because you're a fucking asshole."
Did you believe
Well, I
in
am
God?
that too.
You believe in God when you were in prison before you went to prison?
Prior to going to prison. So I get this question a lot in terms of, religion and beliefs. Growing up, I think the most religious thing I ever heard in any household I lived in, because I didn't always live with my mom and dad. I lived with my grandmother, my aunt, my cousins, things like that. So we got moved around a lot as my sister and I, when I say we got moved around a lot growing up. But the most religious thing I ever heard was, "Damn is not God's last name." That's what I knew religion. That's what I knew of as religion, like to be. I didn't even know until years later of my incarceration. I was at visit with my mom and my daughter one time, and I said, "Mom, I know you're not religious, but everybody claims one. Everybody doesn't practice one, but most people claim one." I said, "If you claimed a religion, what would it be?" And she was like, "Well, your abuela," what my grandmother, my mom's side of the family is Spanish. She said, "Your grandmother was Catholic." I said, "Oh, that makes sense because they're Spanish." I had no idea. So I said all of that to say, no, I didn't have no kind of real religious perspective. That wasn't something I thought about. Like nobody thought about it when I was growing up.
Did you guys do like the culture like Christmas and that kind of thing?
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're poor, like, you know, whatever.
Yeah. That's
So which religion do you identify with now?
Islam.
Islam. Okay.
Yeah, I'm Muslim.
I
You
would
learned
say,
that in or you adapted that in jail?
I did. So prior to going to prison, I hung out with a lot of dudes that were from New York, and they were what they call 5%ers. And the 5% Nation derived their teachings from the religion of Islam. So I had an introduction through them going into prison, the basics of certain teachings of Islam. So as I studied, the more I studied Christianity and Islam stood out and struck my heart more.
Did your adapting Islam as a religion have part of you getting rid of alcohol, partying? Okay, now it's not making sense.
All the pieces are connecting now.
Now it's making sense.
Yes.
Now it's making
So
sense because
that's a big part in your journey.
Yeah.
Now it's making sense.
Yeah, because the biggest thing is like any righteous religion teaches that you enjoin the right and forbid the wrong. So regardless of your religion, you know it's not right to do X, Y, and Z. Whatever it is, you know. Your
I mean,
heart.
they all pretty much have the same, the commandments of some kind of way, whatever they call it, right?
They
Like,
do.
don't
Yeah.
murder people.
And everyone
Gambling,
Yeah,
pornography,
yeah.
lust, greed, like
Yeah,
all the
don't-
things,
yeah.
right?
They all have the golden rule, all of them, no matter what it is. They all
You'll
have
find
the
I
same
studied it.
tenets.
I personally
Yeah.
think the difference with Islam is that there's a discipline aspect that comes with.
Well, there's
being-
different sects of every religion too, right? Like,
Well, no, Christianity to me doesn't have that discipline part of it.
yeah, it does.
Well,
Some do.
They're
Some do.
supposed
Some
to.
do.
They're supposed to, yeah.
There's more
I mean, if you're
discipline in
Catholic,
Islam.
you
Islam
go.
is very strict.
Yeah, but no,
Very.
Don't you think? Don't you
Yeah,
think? I mean, you tell me because you have influences on both on the
From both sides.
It's
Christianity.
on the practitioner really how disciplined they are.
Yeah, it is.